You know, actually I never ask you. Kalian ketemunya di mana? How do you know Edy?
Jadi before the meeting kan.
Di DWP ya?
Rahasia bro.
I'm like, tell me man, what is
Gimana ya?
what is
Oh,
DWP?
he doesn't
I
even know what is
DWP.
DWP.
Apa DWP?
Komsel.
Oh gitu. Oh, berarti rohani sekali, luar biasa. Makanya you doing good.
It's Jakarta Warehouse Project. Eventnya Ismaya.
Oh,
It's a rave.
It's a rave party.
I still have no idea what.
Lanjut.
It's the only place that I
Ya, tapi
realized.
ketemunya kenapa? Karena dia bicara, ketemunya apa?
Kenapa ya? Ron I think.
I think Ron.
Oh.
Ron, we yeah.
Oh ini kali ke bener-bener dari komselnya lu kali yang di your bubble study group di rumahnya Ron.
Lu ke situ.
I was there once
Oh, ya?
sekali pernah.
Ada siapa lagi di situ?
Kevin, the other Kevin I think.
Kevin who?
Bukan ya? Enggak.
Ini beda kan bro.
Ada Benson,
Oh, Benson mungkin ya.
Mike, yes. A long time ago.
Oh wow.
Oh, you know.
Jadi beneran komsel ternyata. Yes,
ya,
okay.
you know.
So we were trying to joke about it, but this
I actually didn't know because karena kan hubungannya kita kan gara-gara Sovereign Capital. Tapi by the time I met you, we already put the money in. I think.
Oh really? Enggak.
Gua nggak pernah ketemu
I
sebelum.
met you di Ciputra World.
Ciputra
Di
World.
Lote di bawah.
Oh masih pernah ya?
Itu belum.
Bukannya uang udah masuk baru saya ketemu.
Belum. I still have to sell myself.
My first impression is like, dude is too smart. I don't even know what he's talking about.
But you
Yeah.
pretend to understand.
Of course,
Because
Who's
you're the
the
CEO.
CEO?
you have to. See, you already learned something, right? Enggak, I tell you, dulu pertama kali saya jadi venture capital. I mean, like, I have no idea, man. I mean, I'm a venture capital yang perusahaan saya belum pernah diinvestasikan oleh siapa aja.
Okay.
I have been like building company from like $1 all the way to like whatever, right? Aja waktu pertama kali kumpul sama si Luke gitu, like I still will never ever forget. Kita lagi di meeting, the whole table is talking about the CN, you know? Iya, cuman gua bukan orang investasi, man. I'm like a pure entrepreneur, retailer gitu loh. So I was like, CN, what? Gue CN, gua udah punya anak. The only CN I know is Cartoon Network. Logonya kan CN,
Bener.
Cartoon Network. So I was like,
What is
hubungannya ya Cartoon Network sama itu? It was so funny. And then so I was like, I clicked in CN Financial, keluar. Oh, convertible note. I was like, what in the world is a convertible note? Jadi sambil dengar mana? Sambil baca.
Make sense.
Man,
Betul.
itu mungkin kayak apa ya? Maybe kedua kali, ketiga kali I was like doing meetings together with Luke, and then like it's almost every meeting I am re-educating myself about everything because I never talked to a banker, never talked to an investor. I just never talked to anybody. You know, I believe in building something on my own, using my own money, using whatever we have. That has been like the philosophy. Dari rumah pindah ke venture capital kan, it's a big, huge. It's not a pivot. I mean, like it's almost like two different worlds. Gitu. So anyway,
Yep.
so that's my first impression on you. So smart. Terus menganggu-anggu.
But how do you know that I just pretend? Because Harry Truman once said, right? If you can't convince them, confuse them.
Man, I love it.
So I cannot convince you, so I confuse you.
No, I understood.
CEO.
I understood the core of the business. I understood that ini adalah apa? And a few things that I like gitu. Then for me dari bisnisnya, obviously Kevin is the one that lebih mengerti dan dia lebih bisa kayak frame it, convince if you may.
At least he knows they will pay.
He convinced the whole IC that this is the right
Wow.
investment. Kevin is the man. Tapi kalau for me adalah when I ask you, actually I think I only ask you one question. I'm serious. Waktu pertama kali ketemu lu Loket kan, I was like, of course I understand bisnisnya apa. Cuma maksudnya in terms of like how you wanna do it-nya itu tuh sebenarnya is so not my world. I've in my whole life, I never stepped my foot in a concert. I've never watched any type of like performance kayak gitu-gituan. Saya juga gak pernah masuk ke bar. I never smoke. I never do any of those things. Jadi orangnya memang gak ada. Jadi dunianya itu is somewhere like something that I don't understand at all. Gitu. Nah, habis itu I ask you.
Even Broadway pun gak pernah nonton.
Kalau Broadway,
Oh, but it's the same. It's part of the same
tapi
category.
yeah, I guess so then. I guess I have. Yeah. Tapi not like, you know, semuanya singing apa gitu. You know, I'm so bad that sometimes if there's a trivia game yang ceritanya adalah ini yang nyanyi siapa, mampus deh. Betul-betul mampus. I have no idea. Now that I have a daughter, teenager, jadi gue mesti kayak mulai belajar gitu. And then I listen to the music for the music, not the words. Jadi I move and I got encouraged or get a mood or real cuman karena itu. Jadi gue gak pernah tahu sebenarnya itu orang nyanyi kata-katanya apa. Right? Now I got teenager, so I gotta read duduk sambil dia dengan nyanyi, you know, in Spotify kan ada teksnya gue boleh baca. So, you know, rupanya kata-katanya ini dong.
Tenang aja, until now I still don't understand kok.
But pertama kali I met you, I only asked you one question. So like, why Loket? Why do you want to do this? You know, and then you say that you talk about ada orang-orang yang pernah DO, you know, all those bukan DO, OD, right?
Yes.
They just say DO. Itu kalau sekolah ya. You know, there are people that OD and all those kind of things, and that catch my attention. There goes everything. I say like, look. This is the world yang pada prinsip dasarnya, whether you are religious person or not religious person, it doesn't matter. Generally speaking, like people just say like, okay, I don't want to be in that type of business because, you know, it's easily get contaminated, you know, easily kita kena influence yang negatif, you know, all those other things. And I thought like, here's a guy that want to do a great business, tapi ada impact yang besar that you want to do. You know, like I would love for you to tell us more about that.
Bedanya tipis sama nekat, stupid sama memenuhi panggilan hidup. Bedanya tipis.
Did you wake up thinking like this is the industry that I want to attack?
Yeah, in a way, yeah. Karena benar-benar relevan banget to my heart sih.
You want to share a bit about like what was going on before Loket, and then now, you know. What did Loket solve because of that?
Yeah, I mean, ini kita udah mulai.
Oh, lu nggak tahu bahwa kita udah mulai?
I don't even know.
This is all in the recording.
So casual kan? You know?
That is so cool. I thought this is just an icebreaker.
No, we already in.
Yeah. So memang sih sebetulnya when I started Loket memang it wasn't really something yang kayak tiba-tiba dapat wangsit sih, bukan kayak I want to do this because you know I've been to DWP and I'm happy, enggak sih sebetulnya sih. In fact sebetulnya personally contrary to what people believe, jadi keep it to this room. I'm not a party goer sebetulnya, but I just need to pretend that I'm a party goer. So I hate those kind of thing. I still remember when I was dating my wife, my girlfriend at the time. Dia ngajakin ke klub di US and I actually open my laptop there. Bener-bener I hate it. Tiap party I open my laptop, I do my coding and stuff. I hate it gitu. Cuma karena waktu masih pacaran, I mean I have to do that. Right? And ternyata, I mean all the biggest party in Indonesia, I help manage all of that and I have access to all of that, including the backstage access, ketemu sama all DJ in the world. I have access to that. Jadi sebetulnya, unfortunately sebetulnya I don't really enjoy that. Even though it's given to me, tapi yang benar-benar touch my heart dearly seperti yang tadi yang aku pernah cerita dulu ya, benar-benar karena I saw it with my own eyes, teknologi yang what I would think very simple buat di-implement, ternyata nggak ada yang implement gitu. Something kayak you know access control, making sure nggak ada orang tiket palsu, making sure kayak panitianya nggak jualan badge-nya ke orang lain supaya orang lain bisa masuk, making sure kayak ada body check, making sure orang nggak bawa drug. Itu it's something yang quite common sense gitu. People in the US is doing that, people in the Europe are doing that. Stadium juga sama, it's a smart stadium, orang nggak diperiksa manual, mesti pakai turnstile. Itu, I mean you would think it's something basic kan.
Yeah.
Ternyata di Indonesia nggak terjadi gitu sebetulnya. Dan itu yang membuat in one of the many reason ya. Mungkin salah satunya juga mungkin sepak bola. I did share to you mungkin. Di mana sepak bola the amount of corruption di sepak bola segitu gedenya. Dan banyak yang permainan yang buat most people refer to mafia bola kan. Itu kan banyak banget di Indonesia, di mana kita ngelihat itu yang menyebabkan para anak-anak itu di Indonesia tuh nggak pernah bermimpi untuk menjadi pemain soccer. Karena buat apa? Oh, gajinya aja kecil, terus gaji juga dipilih. Nggak pernah nih ada Persebaya transfer pemain ke Persija $10 juta, nggak ada gitu. Karena nggak ada, jadi kita nggak pernah, anak-anak Indonesia itu nggak pernah terinspired untuk menjadi seorang pemain bola. Simple kan? Jadi kalau kita nggak solve atasnya, kita solve korupsinya, maka suatu hari nanti kita benar-benar akan punya 11 pemain bola dari Indonesia yang bisa lolos kualifikasi World Cup. Sesimpel itu sebetulnya. Tapi somehow nggak ada yang mau ngambil, nggak ada yang mau ngerjain karena memang nggak straightforward, dan kayaknya you have to deal with so many ribet stuff ya. Ketemu mafia lah, mungkin kayak ancaman macam-macam lah gitu kan. Tapi at the end of the day sih, I treat this is not really about job ya. Tapi to me, this is more like a calling sih sebetulnya sih. Karena sebelum aku ngelakuin ini juga kan juga pastinya yang paling penting juga ada proses discernment juga kan. Whether I should do this. Karena yang kamu tadi ngomong, sebetulnya itu exactly yang aku experience juga. Jangan sampai aku tahu setiap orang dipanggil untuk membuat impact. Tapi jangan sampai dalam proses membuat impact itu kita terimpact. Ya kan? That's precisely the point gitu. Jadi rada ngeri-ngeri sedap juga sih sebetulnya. Ini industri yang somehow apalagi kalau ya kan entertainment itu kan nggak melulu negatif sebetulnya. Cuma banyak orang yang konotasinya entertainment itu sesuatu yang negatif. Tapi gimana caranya kita justru membuat entertainment itu kembali ke dalam sisi positifnya, di mana benar-benar bisa put smile in people's face. Sebenarnya that's basically the essence of entertainment kan, untuk removing stress. Nah, kalau kita bisa removing the component of corruption-nya, kita bisa removing the component of OD-nya tadi itu, kita bisa make the industry to be better, then we can put smile on people's faces, more faces that can smile and can enjoy that. Jadi sebenarnya sih sesimpel itu sih, nggak terlalu mulu aneh-aneh sih.
But I mean I can relate with it a lot. Apalagi kalau cerita sepak bola, right? You know, my first project di Indonesia when I moved back to Indonesia was actually building a company called 9450. It's the size of basketball. It's a technology untuk ngajarin orang untuk dribble and shooting. You know, the passing is not. So 3 basic skill of basket kan, dribbling, shooting, and passing. Right? And so it is only the dribbling and the shooting. It helps you using all the technology. It's so good, and nobody buys. And what you just said, I think is very penting banget gitu. Jadi because a lot of people they think like, you know, building a business like, you know, we have to have like this super complex, super sesuatu. And yes, khususnya in disruptive, you know, ecosystem business, you know, you need to have something yang betul-betul beda banget. Tapi sometimes building a business or solving a problem nggak perlu yang ribet-ribet. It's a very simple ideas. And sometimes for your mixture adalah it's so simple yet nobody is doing it. I'm doing it, and that's the reason we can do it more successfully. You know, the jump is not terlalu besar untuk si para usernya. You know, one of the things that really encourage me every quarter as we get reports and things like that, there's always this extra line yang cerita tentang, atau pas kalau kita lagi ketemu atau lagi ada saya baca laporan itu ada tulisan begini nih. Nah, sejak dari kita ada di sini, tempat-tempat yang kita layanin, ya kan, jumlah OD-nya itu either hilang atau menurun dengan dramatis. You know, and that is what encouraged me a lot. And I will always be you're my hero. You're the guy that I look up to karena itu susah banget because people that I meet daily, right? People from pertambangan, people from trading. You know, wholesaler, distributor, always talk to me about like, gak mungkin Fit. And you know, when people tell me that, I said, let me tell you a story of Edy Sulistyo. You know, karena itu susah banget. Sekali lagi, bukan berarti semua entertainment jelek, jahat, you know, enggak ya. Cuman artinya memang ada konotasi negatif yang istilahnya kayak stigma yang nempel gitu loh. Ya kan? Jadi kalau kita mau di dunia entertainment, kita harus nih kerjakan yang gini. Nah, so you know, your ability to keep your calling, the ability to understand like this is what I'm trying to solve as an impact, but build a business around it and successfully, by the way, that I don't think is a simple combination. And I think that's your story that always.
But we all know it's all God sebetulnya kan. Karena at the end of the day ya, maksudnya kita tahu kita semua diciptakan sama Tuhan, nggak mungkin cuma tiba-tiba nongol, you do whatever you like, nggak mungkin gitu. We are all given a specific talent that only us can execute few things sebetulnya, dan itu yang sebetulnya realizing that itu yang key sebetulnya, dan understand kayak sebetulnya kenapa sih why we are ditempatkan di sini gitu sebetulnya, what we can do dengan talent yang kita punya, dengan situasi yang kita punya, dengan posisi yang kita punya, what we can do to glorify His name. I think for me it's always like that first. Dan itu at the end of the day benar-benar make a really big impact. Karena apa? Karena in my whatever I'm doing, struggling itu gede banget. Banyak banget strugglingnya. Banyak banget kita dihadapkan dalam situasi di mana kayak it seems to be impossible. But because we know that I'm doing this karena ada calling dan mission, kayak I know that God put me here. Pasti dia akan give me a solution juga to do this. It helped me to get through it. Karena at the end of the day, it feels like, well, I'm not alone gitu loh. Ada misalnya dihadapkan keputusan-keputusan di mana, wah ini harus ngasih duit nih ke orang, ini harus bribing dikit-dikit nih, ini harus ngasih entertainment, atau misalnya kayak I will not mention it ya, tapi kayak misalnya kayak kita ada project dengan pemerintah gitu, di mana kita harus managing certain venue gitu. Itu kan ada bidding proses dan segala macam. As you know, pasti ada minta eksplisit gitu. Ini kita nggak ngomong halus-halusan nih. Mereka explicitly minta. Dan kita juga explicitly menolak gitu sebetulnya. Which is at the end of the day kita juga selalu berpikir ya, toh ini kita ngelakuin ini juga for our God juga. Jadi kalau misalnya nggak dapet ya, not my problem gitu maksudnya. Dan semangat seperti itu yang selalu at the end of the day able untuk bantu kita untuk let the miracle happen. Karena meskipun kesannya dengan ngomong nggak tahu lah ya Tuhan ya, this is your problem, not my problem, I'm just doing it on behalf of you gitu. Lu lah yang nge-solve lah gitu kan. Tapi sebetulnya sifat itu sebenarnya secara nggak langsung adalah sifat behavior yang completely surrender sebetulnya. Dimana I completely surrender and let go and let God do the work. Dan itu consistently proven to be the best way out sebetulnya dari semua problemnya, yang kita akhirnya bisa managing that venue yang owned by the government tanpa speser pun, single cent pun yang kita keluarin, all that kind of stuff itu. Dan itu juga yang sering kita komunikasiin di our town hall juga. Dimana yang our town hall itu yang tadinya orang bilang mana mungkin, tapi karena kita keep consistently telling the story to the employees and everything, mereka realize ternyata mungkin kok gitu. Ternyata mungkin kok, dan dari situ yang membuat kita jadinya the whole company understand about the importance of the core values and the vision and the mission of the company. Dan ternyata itu bukan cuma sekedar nice in the wall, tapi benar-benar kita harus live through it gitu.
Yeah. Well, I want to keep on dig deeper on that one. Cuman, I also want Kevin to weigh in because saya nggak akan pernah bersinggungan dengan industrinya. Jadi in general entertainment, that's just so not my everyday crowd kayak begitu. So Kevin, you're the one that actually found Edy, if you may, for Sovereign Capital. And saya banyak banget Kev pertanyaan adalah, Fit, how do you pilih your companies gitu, yang mana yang mau diinvestasikan, atau sekarang as a coach gitu, I also don't just like everybody, semua orang mau dimentorin sama kita, right? Tapi kadang kita kan nggak pernah bilang adalah everybody, I'll just be available for everybody. That's not going to be happening. So this is a great opportunity for you guys that are listening. This is Kevin Sutantyo. He's the man that actually makes Sovereign Capital Indonesia. He bet on something, is always successful. So but I wonder kalau orang nanya sama Kevin and says like, what did you see in Edy in that stage of like when you say that okay, we want to invest in Loket gitu ya, atau in general aja after all the journey of being an investor, what are the criteria that you say like, okay, now this is the company or the person that I want to invest in?
Okay, good question. Ini kan for the record, I want to say that I never been to DWP either.
Masih balik lagi ke DWP juga ya.
I mean, for your particular question, actually for Loket ini, I can't take any credit because I feel that actually this comes to my question to you, is that you surround yourself with the right people and to stay true to your calling, right? Including investors. And so I actually feel quite fortunate that we were put together. So maybe you can tell us a bit about, kind of like, why did you feel we were the right fit? Because we asked some pretty kind of dumb questions.
What do you mean? This guy like me in the team, you don't want to be.
So you're saying that he asked dumb questions?
They were Luke's questions.
Tapi memang ini sih, honestly waktu itu memang you guys Sovereign Capital tuh bener-bener in a way the answer of my prayer sih sebetulnya. Karena waktu itu apakah do we have to fundraise? Iya enggak sih maksudnya gitu. We were in a good situation, cash flow wise we're okay gitu. Tapi there's one particular issue yang I couldn't solve at that time. Waktu itu there's a lot of things di Indonesia yang mungkin karena akunya sendiri juga lama di US ya. Jadi there's many things yang every time that I want to make some certain unpopular decision yang mungkin menjauhi dari segala macam this sokok menyokok dan segala macam. People always comment, lu mah lama di Amerika, you don't understand this. This is how we do business in Indonesia. Dan terus terang, I don't know how to refute that. Karena memang sebenarnya I don't have the answer. Ya memang I feel it's not the right thing to do, tapi I don't have the alternative solution gitu loh. Jadi itu selalu yang membuat aku personally stuck sih sebetulnya. And then of course I prayed and you guys came in my life and tiba-tiba I have this idea. Kenapa nggak kita pakai investor ini sebagai kambing hitam ya? Jadi kalau misalnya if I want to make this unpopular decision and people said that wah lu mah lama di Amerika, then I can say that well sorry guys but my board won't allow me. At least that would be something yang it's not really an alternate solution, tapi at least I can defend that gitu dan put other people as the kambing hitam gitu instead of myself. Dan it works really well actually. My board memang my board ini benar-benar parah banget sih mereka sih nggak ngerti Indonesia memang my board. But whatever man, it works gitu. So that's the key right. So I think kita ketemu juga it's not a coincidence sih sebenarnya sih I think it's part of the God's big plan juga di mana kita bisa diketemuin juga and we actually help each other ya to fulfill each other calling juga sih.
It's true. I mean like I'm glad that we can be that people for you. But the fact is what I said, I mean it. Biasanya kalau orang tanya sama saya kayak gitu ya, instead of like me trying to explain that ini caranya atau ini ada, because I know it's not popular di Indonesia. I mean it. I say like, let me tell you a story of Edy Sulistyo. Let me tell you a story of Kevin Sutantyo. Let me tell you a story of Kevin Osman. Let me tell you a story of Antonio Stoffer. Because you guys sekarang kalian kebalikannya bro. Now you become my peluru. Every time somebody tells me that it's impossible to do it right in Indonesia, I say, let me tell you about Edy. Bam, that's it done. Don't tell me anything else. Apalagi ceritanya sekarang it's not just Loket. Of course, Loket continues to be successful and things like that. I don't know if it's okay to talk about you guys' involvement in the Asian Games.
Anything man.
Alright man. So
doesn't matter.
Apa namanya? I mean like betul-betul nih. Jadi ceritanya bukan cuma teori, udah oke kita ada untuk membuat solusi. It's not just that, right? It's literally like okay we want to become solution and then pada saat opportunity-nya datang sometimes it's unpopular, ya kan? But you still stick with it, you still do it. I wonder you want to tell a little story about what happened with Asian Games Indonesia and how you become an answer. If it's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's a very unique opportunity ya, karena Asian Games sendiri pun is literally the biggest event that Indonesia ever seen. It's the biggest, plain and simple. The scale itu unprecedented. We have about 5 million people. A single event with 5 million people nggak ada di Indonesia. Gitu. In 9 different venues across Indonesia, everywhere all around Indonesia at the same time. Itu nggak ada sebetulnya skill seperti itu dan it was really a challenging job sebetulnya. Tapi memang ya balik lagi sebetulnya buat kita, bukannya kita mau ngambil Asian Games supaya kita bisa dapat nama itu, cuman simply buat kita dengan kita bantuin dan we can make sure the flow bisa smooth dan semua orang bisa enjoy. Back to our original vision, how to actually make the entertainment and put smile in people's faces, itu yang the key kan. Jangan sampai orang mau enjoy datang ke sana tapi malah marah-marah karena kursinya diambil orang, dobelan seatnya, atau mungkin orang nggak bisa masuk, antrinya harus lama panas-panas di luar. I mean, there's no point of and being entertained tapi ternyata malah jadi marah-marah gitu kan. And plus waktu itu Asian Games is really a national pride juga gitu. How we can successfully manage the largest event in Indonesia itu become the international sorotan juga gitu. So obviously at that time we were very happy that awalnya memang kita yang bakalan ngerjain the Asian Games itu. Cuma memang sometimes along the line the main sponsor waktu itu memang nggak allow us untuk actually do the Asian Games because of the conflict of interest in the sponsorship.
Yeah.
At the end of the day kita at last minute kita di replace sebetulnya dengan kompetitor kita lah, perusahaan yang lain gitu. Of course sebagai human being at that time feel disappointed pasti ada. Maksudnya salah apa sih kita sih gitu loh. Maksudnya kita juga nggak nyatin orang, kita cuma benar-benar pure mau put smile in people's faces, we want to make the entertainment industry to be better. Tapi kok rasanya once in a lifetime opportunity ini justru malah diambil begitu saja hanya karena ya stupid sponsorship gitu loh. Ya at the end of the day ya I feel like ya udahlah, kalau memang we tried our best dan memang kita kalau memang belum waktunya kita untuk bantu, ya maybe there's another company that can do better than us. So we happily accepted, ya kita mundur dengan teratur, ya udahlah, ya kita nonton aja on the sideline. And then as you may know, things happen, kan tiba-tiba kan berantakan dan segala macam, menjadi sorotan nasional, banyak isu here and there gitu, dan at the end kita diminta untuk step in back untuk help. Dan akhirnya kita step in dan kita bantu, akhirnya kita berhasil untuk ensure that the whole thing is successful. Dan dari situ tiba-tiba I realize one thing gitu. Sometimes kita sebagai human being terlalu cepat menyimpulkan. Kayak ya udahlah, apalagi udah berdoa, udah segala macam, kok ternyata apa yang kita mau itu kok Tuhan nggak ngasih ya sebetulnya gitu loh. Padahal kalau kita pikir-pikir lagi, if you look at the bigger picture at that time, dengan kita nggak melakukan itu dari awal, and let other company take over, terus tiba-tiba berantakan, tiba-tiba people realize how difficult that we are doing. Problem yang kita trying to solve itu ternyata very complicated, nggak segampang itu. Kalau kita dari awal ngelakuin, mungkin smooth-smooth aja dan nggak akan pernah menjadi nasional sorotan gitu. The fact that itu terjadi berantakan, dan akhirnya kita masuk lagi dan kita actually save the day in a way. Dan tiba-tiba banyak artikel malah menulis kita menjadi national hero sebetulnya. And from that moment on, kita berasa wow, ternyata God's plan itu bigger than we as a human can think. Maksudnya dengan kita one step back kayak gitu, ternyata put us in a much bigger position atau bigger opportunity to actually help in a bigger way juga, dan malah membantu Loket juga, bikin orang-orang yang moralnya employees ditambah naik semua, dan everything is all good gitu at the end. Dan benar-benar how God's work itu is very amazing sih. Caranya seperti itu yang membuat aku jadi sering, setiap kali kita ada setback, setiap kali aku ngalamin setback, aku selalu memikirkan hal itu gitu. It's okay gitu. At the end of the day, it's not about winning a particular battle, but winning the war is the most important thing gitu.
5 million people is the largest event. The country has never done it before.
Yes.
You have never done it before.
We have never done it before.
What I teach a lot of CEOs, I say that if you prepare it only in the time of your need, you're already too late. Kalau kamu mempersiapkan hanya udah lagi dibutuhkan, ya sudah terlambat. Ya kan? Kelihatan mendung, tapi nggak bawa payung. Udah hujan baru, mana payungnya? Ya sudah terlambat, basah kuyup dulu. Nah gitu ya. Nah, but in your situation, it's a bit different nih. We don't have the time to prepare it. Soalnya kita di-deny, kita nggak boleh, kita bukan vendornya, if you may, right? Tapi kemudian the time when we come in, we are already in a crisis. Jadi masuknya nggak gini, oke, kita duduk, kita mikirin, kemudian kita bikin planning kerja. There's no time to prepare. When you step in, it was already kebakaran di mana-mana, if you may ya. Udah kebakaran di mana-mana, everybody is already crisis, begitu. So I want to ask you two questions, right? The first one adalah what is your lessons learned untuk orang-orang supaya pada saat krisis itu datang, right? How do you bagaimana caranya kita memimpin during crisis? Jadi ini bukan untuk preparation, ini adalah untuk jadi pemadam kebakaran, right? So that's like the first one. Dan yang kedua adalah apakah ada hubungannya gak dengan the fact that mungkin you guys as a company, you guys pick up challenges that are not normal during sebelum ada crisis, and for that particular reason, makanya timnya itu bisa menyelesaikan the masalah when there is a kebakaran.
That's actually true. Karena sebetulnya to me personally a success itu opportunity meet preparation sebetulnya. Jadi kalau kita prepare doang nggak ada opportunity juga mungkin nggak sukses juga. Gitu. Tapi kalau kita ada opportunity depan mata tapi kita nggak prepare to capitalize itu juga useless juga sebetulnya. So I think the point is not about kayak sengaja nyari opportunity atau sengaja kita prepare. Oh, well, of course you can do that. Tapi at the end of the day itu harus, I think we need to stay true to our vision and why we want to do this ya. Dengan kita tahu sebetulnya we want to do this, we want to make the entertainment to be better and everything. Dan itu sebetulnya membuat kita jadi selalu ready. Artinya sebetulnya regardless whatever, kita tahu goal kita ini bukan untuk cari nama. In fact, honestly most people don't know about Loket sebenarnya kan. Even kita help Asian Green, but if you ask people around, maybe people don't know about Loket, which is good karena there's no point of people knows tapi kita nggak ngapa-ngapain ya. Lebih baik orang lain nggak tahu so we can actually make a bigger impact gitu. Nah dari situ juga sama kan. Jadi karena kita udah tahu that's what we want, so we always kind of prepare sebetulnya. Kita selalu mikirin solusinya, kita selalu memikirkan what we put people first. We put how can we use the technology to make industry entertainment ini be better. Selalu seperti itu. Even itu small event pun yang cuma 5 orang pun atau large scale event yang 100,000 atau 5 million in the case of Asian Game pun kita sama sih jalan pemikirannya sih, kita nggak beda-bedain juga gitu. Dan itu yang membuat kita selalu in a way always prepare sebenarnya. Jadi not necessarily apakah kita the best solution for that belum tentu juga sih sebetulnya. Tapi at least kita juga nggak care orang lain punya solusi apa, kita nggak care orang lain mau ngelakuin apa selama kita punya mimpi itu, kita mau ngelakuin itu, dan kita mau make sure our customer are happy. Sebenarnya itu doang. Dan dari situ ya memang puji Tuhannya kemarin kita juga banyak dibantu orang juga, employees kita juga benar-benar nggak tidur, they put all their heart and mind and soul into it, benar-benar kita we pull it off gitu. Dan itu sesuatu yang we very proud of ya. Nggak cuma dari sisi opportunity, tapi maksudnya kita ngelihat ternyata that vision of the company itu kalau kita collectively the whole employees believe on the same vision, amazing things will happen. Gitu.
Yeah, I think this goes to another things that I share with a lot of CEOs. I say like the way you do something is the way you do everything. Jadi you don't have to wait sampai punya 5 juta punya tiket punya masalah baru kita try to solve the problem, because the way you manage acara yang let's say 1,000 orang atau 10,000 orang, the way you do it,
atau 10
orang even itu sudah cukup. Jadi kadang-kadang I mean like that's the reality. There's a lot of young people that come to us and talk to us, and I'm sure with you as well, with Kevin as well. Yang selalu konsepnya itu adalah coba kalau gue bisa dapat in your case dapat event ini atau bisa dapat properti ini, kalau saya bisa dapat kesempatan ini, kok pasti bisa, kok pasti besar. But you can't even manage 10. You can't even manage 10, and then you're talking to me about managing 10,000. You know, so the way you do something is the way you do everything. You know, like more practical things like for you guys watching this recording, you know, like I say like, you know, saya paling suka the reason why I don't have a lot of cars and things like that, saya paling suka suruh orang jemput saya. So one way for me to vet whether you should be in my team or not, whether you should be joining us or not and things like that adalah pick me up. Okay? Dia waktu masuk ke mobilnya, if your car is like, you know, like kayak kapal pecah, you have just told me everything that I need to know about how you're gonna manage my $1 million. How you're gonna manage your team if you grow from 10 people to 100 people. Because the way you do something is the way you do everything. I also have a habit of like traveling everywhere, selalu ngajakin orang travel with me. And biasanya orang-orang yang nantinya join saya di tim saya. And again, one more time, if you get inside the hotel room, tiba-tiba semuanya terbang kemana-mana, you have just told me everything that I need to know. How you gonna manage your time, how you gonna manage your money, manage our project, gitu. Jadi kalau udah bawaannya rapi, biasanya ke bawah-bawah tuh ke semua-semuanya. You know, other things that I like to use to check how you do something is like I like to play basketball, right? Saya paling suka ngajak orang main bola basket. You know, because when I play bola basket, especially some of our CEOs, right, they play basketball with me because I know we are interested to invest in you. Waktu lagi main bola basket, gua sengaja foul dia. And when I foul, it's not this like small little hand check. I'm like ripping the ball up, you know, and I want to see what is the reaction. I want a CEO that like basically is like look giving me like the dirty look. It's like, I know you're invested and like we're talking, but come on, Dave. I want that attitude. We're going gini, but it is not like yes, man. Man, I'm gonna die if we become an investor, and then every time we say something, all the CEO goes like, ide bagus pak, ide bagus, and then you just keep on follow me. It means that I gotta do thinking for you. Are you kidding me right now? You know, I want you to have like this fire in the belly, you know, and then you want to do it. The way you do something. And what I'm listening from your story just now is that itu timnya nggak pernah merasa bahwa oke, ini yang 5 juta, jadi ya ini masalah yang unik nih, masalah yang besar nih. Of course it's different ya, the scale berubah pasti kita berubah juga gitu. Tapi you know, it's actually not that different. Fundamentalnya nggak bakalan berubah gitu loh, you know. I mean like say I have like the name Edy Sulistyo for me now. I gotta like change it and put it in different gun now.
Untung nggak pernah disuruh jemput dia, untung nggak pernah tinggal sultan sama dia,
Itu bukan gitu,
untung nggak pernah main basket sama dia.
Udah pernah bro. Karena be honest, udah pernah bro. Kita pernah di San Francisco tinggal di satu rumah.
Oh benar juga ya.
Ya.
Itu after the investment, right?
But still, I mean, like I'm talking about like how you see like Edy can do all these big things, but you see Edy in like you know taking a flight and sit together with us.
Pernah ternyata.
Pernah. I mean, like I'm gonna tell you right away. Edy doesn't travel with like this, just in case I need this. No, Edy travel with this. I know why I'm here, and that's why I bring this. If you remember the conversation, and ini tadi buka kartu, but I'm very happy because I asked you, bro, lu mau kesini mau berapa hari, bro? And then you say, I don't know how many days. I didn't actually remember. But I remember you bring koper gede. Now, if you remember, that whole trip, I have like this one backpack, right? And so my philosophy adalah go with what you need, not in case I need. Itu adalah tanda-tanda orang nggak punya visi. Orang yang punya visi, dia tahu dia mau kemana. Ya udah tahu percis, tahu kita as Sovereign Capital conference ya. I already know day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. We're gonna meet our investors. We're gonna do this. I know exactly what I'm gonna do, so I prepare it. I say that if I have time, maybe I want to run, so I bring some extra stuff. That's it. That's why I always travel very light. Nah, lu kebalikan gua, banyak. So I thought like, this guy mau ngapain ya? And then I ask you, and then you say gini, oh, because Arlene lagi mau bilang mau beli ini. So you see, you know exactly, you know, why am I doing it? It's not because like
just in case.
Nah, itu yang membedakan the great leader and the good leader. The great, they know exactly what they want. So they don't carry a lot of things. They know exactly what they want. So yes, actually it's still true even with you. Cuman memang in the beginning of the journey, I think, you know, Kevin is the informant. Maybe that's why he was going to live with me.
No, he didn't go. He was from the outside. Pakai teropong. Kan lumayan. Kan dari luar tetap dengar suaranya dikit-dikit lah ya. Nggak usah bayar. Dari luar itu tetap dengar.
From all over Kemayoran you can hear.
Yeah, so it's free.
So, Loket, when we invested, was how many people?
Maybe
Pokoknya gue cuma ingatnya adalah masuk ke kantor lu, you know, we want to go from the door to the meeting room. We have to like, excuse me, like maybe 10-20 people to go inside that room because semuanya sempit-sempit.
Yeah.
And now you're in GOJEK. Obviously fasilitasnya pasti lebih besar.
Yeah, but now we work from home.
But at least the team is much larger.
Yeah.
It's not, itu udah pasti gak 30 orang. I mean like, as small as it can be, it will never be 30 people.
Yeah.
You're an entrepreneur. Even before Loket, you're already an entrepreneur. You are already usually, istilahnya apa ya, jadi orang nomor 1 lah, kira-kira begitu. I'm the big boss. I say something, ya everybody boleh berdebat dengan kita tentunya teman-teman. But generally, I'm the man. I mean, you're the man, you're the boss.
Yeah.
And then now you enter quote unquote organization yang dimana let's just put it this way, you are no longer the number one man. Maybe there are like multiple number ones or multiple number twos. Yang pasti nggak bisa cuma gini nih. Pokoknya gue ngomong apa, semua orang harus dengerin gue, right? And so for whether it's in a positive connotation or negative connotation, pasti kita ada politiknya dong sedikit. And I think that even sometimes perusahaannya masih kecil aja pun masih startup udah ada banyak politik. Apalagi kalau family business, things like that. I wonder if you can share a little bit your journey and your learning curve about like how to do. Kalau saya boleh kata pakai politik, maybe you have a different word, it's okay to change it. But in my word it's like politik, tapi politik yang benar nih, yang baik.
Oke.
Gitu.
Tapi menurut aku sih sebetulnya the problem is I don't feel that way though. Jadi rada problem. Maksudnya gini, kayak when you said that I'm used to be the number one person in the company, tapi the thing is I never feel that way. Karena at the end of the day I still feel like kita on the same boat together, literally on the same boat, dan kita mesti ngayuh ke arah yang sama. Karena kalau misalnya salah satu ngayuh ke kiri, satu yang ngayuh ke kanan, dan kita nggak akan sampai dengan tujuan yang sama. Jadi no matter what happen, no matter role-nya orang ini, apakah mereka itu cuma even sekedar office boy in the company, they actually play very important role in the company to make everything going to the same direction. Jadi I value everyone's input, dan most of the time sebetulnya my job itu hanya untuk memfasilitasi mereka sih sebetulnya. So it's not about overruling mereka, tapi it's about facilitating everybody supaya we can work toward the common goal sebetulnya. I think jadi sampai sekarang pun, meskipun sekarang now I'm part of this large decacorn inside the company ya, I still feel the same. Maksudnya there's no different gitu. Maksudnya of course aside of mungkin ada sedikit more more chef in the kitchen lah, I would say ya. Tapi sebetulnya it doesn't matter karena chefnya itu juga spesialis masing-masing gitu. Ada spesialis dessertnya, ada spesialis untuk appetizer-nya. Jadi sebenarnya nggak masalah juga gitu selama we hold the same North Star metric together gitu. Artinya visinya tetap sama-sama semua. It doesn't matter whether then there is no such thing as you are number one, number two, number three sih. Karena semua orang tanpa orang itu pun juga nggak akan jalan gitu. Maksudnya if you think about the Dragon Boat Festival where people do this, right? Satu orang aja nggak ngayuh, udah pasti kalah jauh. Pasti perbedaannya itu akan sangat significantly jauh sebetulnya. Jadi sebetulnya there is no such thing as number one and number two to me ya. Jadi it's all about working together collectively to achieve the same vision, the common vision.
That's good. That's why you are doing well in that organization. I mean like faktanya adalah ada orang yang good in leading this smaller team, and then now you go to the bigger team. They like the impact, but they didn't like the politics. And I think that what you say is very, very true. It's about kita ngerti gak ya kita semuanya lagi mau pergi kemana. So here's, if I want to go deeper. So obviously this is not true in your work environment. Tapi what if people say like itu at justru di timnya kita, yang satu mau ke kanan, satu mau ke kiri gitu loh. So it's like, what if you are Edy and you're in that team, what do you do gitu?
This is exactly why that as the CEO of the company tujuannya untuk memfasilitasi itu sebetulnya. To find, karena kalau misalnya ada differences ya antara A atau B gitu ya, atau kita berdua ada differences. It's very simple. Either I don't see what you see or you don't see what I see.
That's right.
As simple as that. Kecuali memang kita nggak pakai data, kita asumsi semua asal ya itu beda. Itu namanya udah main emotional. There's no point talking in that. Tapi selama kita stay objective and there is a big discrepancy, you very strongly think A and I'm very strongly about B, ya kita talk it out dong. Kayak kita go line by line. Sebenarnya kita cari tahu sebenarnya the difference-nya di mana. Pasti akan ada something yang you don't see what I see or I don't see what you see. Dan kalau kita bisa identify that dan kita bisa ngobrolin, talk it out, then we'll find the common denominator and we can move forward with it sebetulnya. Tapi memang in most cases there will be some scenario di mana memang dua-duanya benar sebetulnya, ya kan? You're right and I can see it from your point of view and I'm right from my point of view, dia juga ngelihat that I'm right. So most people say that agree to disagree or whatever it is basically. Right? That is the situation where the CEO role is very important to be decisive sebetulnya, karena it's better to make a decision rather than nggak make decision sebetulnya. It's better to make a decision and wrong decision daripada nggak membuat decision sama sekali. Karena if you make the wrong decision and then you realize you're actually making a mistake, then you can fix it sebetulnya. Tapi kalau misalnya kita nggak membuat decision, kita diam di tempat, which is sometimes maybe it's membuat diam di tempat is actually making a decision sebetulnya. Tapi maksudnya the decision has to be made. Otherwise, it's gonna make the whole company disarray. Mereka jadi bingung. Kayak kenapa ya kok gini dan segala macam. And this is actually the role kebetulan dayuh yang CEO harus ngayuh itu sebenarnya di situ. Sebetulnya. Jadi memang very important juga memang. But I'm not saying that itu alasannya kenapa CEO jadi number one, bukan. Cuma memang itu salah satu job description occupational hazard that the CEO has to make. Gitu aja sih. Jadi memang itu sometimes is unpopular, sometimes is very difficult even myself. Sometimes after I make the decision, I don't know man whether I'm making the right decision or not. Tapi you have to stick to it, otherwise people will see that wah ini aja nggak yakin. Tiba-tiba people around you can sense that kalau tiba-tiba ini ada kegalauan atau nggak keyakinan, dan akhirnya itu akan membuat sesuatu jadi nggak optimal juga. So most of the time I have to pretend that I know what I'm doing, like exactly what you said.
Yeah.
Tapi memang it's important. Tapi ya itu memang nggak gampang karena harus weigh in all the input from everyone, dan at the end ya somebody has to make the call.
So I know that this follow-up question is kind of like dumb, but I got it a lot. So I do want to get from your perspective. And actually, menurut saya ya sebagai sovereign capital, it's actually similar. This idea about like lebih bagus saya ambil keputusannya, walaupun keputusannya salah, later on kita tahu, aduh salah ini, and then so we fix it. Daripada kita maju mundur, akhirnya it's like you don't go anywhere gitu ya kan. I think this is true for your role as a CEO. It's also true for our role as an investor. I mean like I don't think there is ever a single company. I mean like joking aside, right? But realitinya adalah mana mungkin kita sebagai investor kita bisa guarantee 100% bahwa this pasti sukses. Investasi ini pasti jadi. I mean like there is just no way. I mean like maybe for me no way, maybe for Kevin is yes, right? But I wonder
also
like
no way.
Yeah. So here's the question, right? And this question for both of you. Yaitu adalah somebody is gonna say, but I'm afraid to make the decision. Jadi secara teori I know bahwa kita harus do something even kalau salah juga gak apa-apa. But how do I beat that fear? How do I either discipline yourself atau beat that fear supaya ya gak apa-apa deh, pokoknya salah juga gak apa-apa. I do it first. What do you guys think about that?
Kevin dulu deh.
Aduh.
Hi, Kev.
Kalau gitu, I would just say it's the same thing like Edy said. Is that just know that decision isn't the end of the world. You can always reverse course or course correct.
And
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Kalau dari aku sih sebetulnya yang paling penting adalah ego sih. Kita harus bisa mengeliminate ego kita sih. Karena the problem dengan even myself, sometimes I feel that gitu. Kadang-kadang ada rasa malu untuk admitting that I'm making the mistake sebetulnya. Kalau misalnya I can get rid of that ego, sebetulnya itu the key. Jadi begitu kita make a mistake, we realize it's a mistake and we admit it to everyone. I make a mistake, I'm sorry guys, but I have this solution. Let's move back and we walk around and let's start over gitu. And I think the key is that kalau selama kita willing to admit that we make the mistake, dan selama kita willing to let go misalnya other people mistake, dan kita nggak ada remorse, artinya nggak balik kayak ngomong I told you so, nggak ada begitunya. I think it's okay to make that decision. I think this is the culture that I'm trying to build in my company juga. It's okay to actually make a mistake, as long as you know how to fix it and you own it, the accountability-nya itu ada sebetulnya. And it's okay, it's part of the learning lesson. Nobody is perfect sebetulnya. Dan itu harus dimulai dari kita sebagai leader in the company. Kalau kitanya sendiri pun nggak berani admitting our mistake, dan kita nggak berani make the wrong decision, ya everybody, how do you expect other people would do it for you sebenarnya? Jadi I think ego is very important sih. The ability to admitting that you're making a mistake.
I think that's really good. Own it, fix it. Want to say something?
Oh yeah, it's like I feel like that's the important part about culture in the companies you guys.
Culture, betul.
And I feel like you always build that in your thing where it's okay to make mistakes. So I feel like a lot of times here that people don't make a decision because boss marah, right?
Yeah.
And then that's where indecision comes.
Yeah.
It's better for me to just not make a move and then I stay safe.
Yeah.
Yep, betul.
Own it and then fix it. And I mean like I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to be a devil's advocate here, but you own it. Saya setuju banget. I hope that you guys that are listening to this recording, a man can say sorry, a CEO can say sorry, right? You have to own it. Saya setuju banget. Nah, ini level 1 because there are more leaders that are not able to nggak mau. Jadi pokoknya ya you read between the lines kan gue udah say it kayak gitu, ya kan? Okay, I think I don't want to talk more about that because I agree 100%. It's all about being secure with your leadership, being a man, or being a woman in this matter, right? Be a gentleman gitu ya. Kalau salah ya salah lah. What is so difficult about it? You gotta admit it gitu ya kan. Okay, tapi daerah fixnya, right? What if the team say like this? Contoh aja nih, bro, ini ngomong sorry, ngomong salahnya sudah 17 kali, gonta-ganti, strategi berubah lagi. Iya, gue juga tahu lu bilang sorry, cuman mau berapa kali lagi, kira-kira begitu. And so suddenly it becomes like have like this boomerang effect, if you may, leadershipnya kind of like goncang, atau people just say like, can you please just make one decision, stick your gun and don't change, right? Nah, of course, if you have ever experienced that, love to have a story.
Happen all the time.
So, and then of course, what is your tips for?
Nah, itu sebetulnya
leaders?
it has to be done before gini. Jadi sebetulnya realization kalau sebetulnya nobody is perfect, including myself pun, I can make the wrong decision sebetulnya. Jadi sebelum the decision has been made, sebetulnya usually there will be some discussion. I usually give them a context why I made that decision sebetulnya. Meskipun, and then I also give them a disclaimer kalau it could be wrong sebetulnya. Tapi I with the amount of limited data and the limited time that I have to make this decision because of this. Jadi some context that I put. Tapi usually during that conversation I also explain if this doesn't work, then we resolve to this. Jadi mereka pun sudah tahu ekspektasi moving forwardnya, mereka juga sudah tahu. Everything is clearly defined sebetulnya. Meskipun that situation atau beberapa scenario itu mungkin nggak akan pernah terjadi, kita juga nggak tahu. Istilahnya itu ngomong di depan semuanya gitu loh. Dan admittingly dan humbly ngomong kalau memang I could be wrong too. Tapi then there is no promise, there is no guarantee that I can take you to the finish line. Tapi at least I want to make them realize, at least if we try this, meskipun kita fail pun, it's gonna be all worth it. Dan kalau everything agree on that, ya sudah move forward. Ngapain takut gitu.
That's good. Very good answer. I feel like I want to keep on digging there, but I want to switch sebentar. I want to talk about your vision. 5, 10, 20 years from now, you have a big vision for this country. Punya visi yang besar untuk Indonesia. I want just you to pour out your heart, pour out your mind about like Indonesia 2030 dari kacamata Edy Sulistyo.
I think the most important thing in a country like Indonesia is to improve the human SDM istilahnya. Dan human SDM, dan to me personally the best way to improve that itu is through a film industry sebetulnya. Karena what we watch itu impact us greatly. Dari cara berpikir kita, dari cara ngomong kita, dari cara kita bercanda, dari cara kita marah, dari kita membuat decision, itu a lot of it is impacted by what we watch or what we read or whatever. Tapi watch itu karena visual itu give a bigger impact, especially kalau kita tonton bioskop. Kita duduk 2 jam nonton di sebuah film, kita ke-drawn into that character, kita ke-drawn into that world, and all of a sudden pemikiran-pemikiran certain karakter itu kebawa sama kita. Kita sering mikir, bener juga ya. Or either kita ngomong bener juga atau I disagree with that, tapi itu menjadi sesuatu yang kena ke kita sebetulnya. This is why I think film industry itu is the key sebetulnya, and this is the reason why after Loket now that I'm actually running GOPLAY sebetulnya as an OTT kan. Karena I believe that to take Indonesia to the next step itu kita harus bisa make sure that we shape the future generation of Indonesia itu through positive content. And this is what I'm trying to do secara personally juga, yang benar-benar stay true to my heart ya. Kayak this is actually still the same. It's part of the entertainment as a bigger group ya sebenarnya. Cuman now I realize that my calling is probably lebih ke arah difokusin ke arah konten sebetulnya bagaimana konten ini benar-benar bisa, karena konten ini kalau impact-nya itu nggak cuma ke 1-2 orang ya. Kalau kita bisa membuat sesuatu yang very impactful itu benar-benar the whole nation or sometimes the whole world gitu. But there's a lot, I can mention a few name of content yang benar-benar impact-nya itu sampai itu the whole world ya. Semua orang ngomongin, talking about it and anything. So it's the same thing. We believe that kalau industri film itu maju juga secara industri, selain dari kontennya ya, kalau industrinya maju juga, the other industri kreatif juga akan naik. Kan Indonesia sekarang ini kan udah masuk ke industri 4.0 istilahnya. Dari awal industrinya berburu, ya kan, terus pindah ke agriculture, terus pindah ke pabrik manufacture. Sekarang kita masuk ke industri 4.0, di mana kita lebih merely on industri kreatif ekonomi lah istilahnya. Atau mungkin orang pada sekarang pada tahunya kreatif ekonomi itu generasi YouTuber gitu, basically generasi Instagramer, Selebgram, whatever, TikToker gitu kan. Nah, generasi-generasi yang ini sebenarnya rely ke mengurusi ke kreatif ekonomi tadi. Dan kreatif ekonomi itu is the key. Kalau key-nya adalah di film. Kalau kita bisa membuat industri film maju, industri yang lain akan ngikut. Industri music, industri fashion, beauty, food, beverage, travel, tourism, semua itu akan ngikut industri film. Sebetulnya kayak kita nonton film Korea gitu ya, K-drama, begitu K-drama successful, semuanya loh sampai industri advertising, semuanya tuh naik gitu. BTS lah, Suju lah, music semuanya meledak. Sampai ke plastic surgeon-nya Korea pun juga meledak gitu. Right? I mean that's the fact, right? Gitu.
For better or for
So
worse.
for better or for worse. Tadi maksudnya poinnya adalah industri film is the key. I grew up watching Hollywood content, right? And I always think that Hollywood is US is the most amazing country in the world karena I grew up with that. Selalu kalau superhero pasti dari US lah lahirnya superhero-nya itu. Jadi but then like I went to US, I lived there for 15 years and then I realized that sebenarnya sama-sama aja sih. It's not like that much better daripada Indonesia juga sebetulnya. Tapi maksudnya the point adalah I grew up and believing in that karena ya balik lagi karena konten. So what if we can actually make the industri film di Indonesia ini bisa maju, jadi kita bisa ngangkat ekonomi Indonesia, ngangkat industri yang lain di Indonesia, but at the same time we actually using this as a vehicle to spread the positive content, to spread and shaping the future generation of Indonesia supaya mereka jadi mengerti ini a lot of the thing tuh banyak banget konten yang sekarang ini mulai dibuat karena untuk commercial reason. Mereka mungkin sacrificing some ethical values, sacrificing some sesuatu yang positif, tapi karena mereka mau nyari sesuatu yang viral aja gitu, clickbait dan segala macam gitu. I mean, look at YouTube. There's a lot of people make content just for the sake of getting views, gitu kan. Instagram sama persis. They will do stupid things just to get views and followers, which is itu yang membuat, especially like the future generation, like my kids, my daughter, my son, mereka nonton itu dan then mereka melihat dan mereka mendewakan itu. What would they do? Because content is a best brainwashing tool. Dan mereka terinspired by itu, terus mereka ngikutin juga, then what's the future generation would be kalau misalnya semuanya kayak gitu. So we want to put, at least this is not something that I can do it myself alone. Has to be collective effort. Tapi the more people actually believe in this, the better it is. Then it will be a collective effort to actually go into the same direction. Seperti tadi kayak what I said about Loket ya. Tapi I think this is very important that everybody needs to understand this, that content is actually the key to actually take the Indonesia to the better, especially the future generation. Karena kalau itu kita nggak do something about it now, it will be too late.
Yeah. And I know that you are not only just the GOPLAY, that is part of the GOJEK, tapi Edy as a person, you are also doing investment these days.
Yes, I do.
You want to share who should contact you if you want to be invested by Edy?
I mean, I'm quite reachable sih sebetulnya sih. mau lewat apapun, I usually always respond kemanapun, lewat Instagram atau lewat email edy@gojek.com. Or I mean, I publicly say that it's okay. For me, I love to help. I think the thing is, it's not about the kind of industry that I have some particular interest with, tapi it's more about the vision of the founder sih. Why you want to do this and what kind of impact, because I think what that differentiate a good company and a great company itu is why do the vision and then the impact-nya itu apa. Karena when you think about the impact, most likely the money will come, but if you think about the money, then most likely there is no impact.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that's based on my experience. Jadi I think I'm very interested to actually hear any young entrepreneur out there. I'm still young, but what I'm saying,
Of course we are young.
yeah,
Oh
maksudnya,
yeah, speak for yourself.
yeah, maksudnya mungkin like first time entrepreneur. Gitu.
Yeah.
Yang I'm very curious about the idea and everything, and I'm very happy to listen.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can help as well.
Any industry specification?
No.
No
Industry. I think balik lagi, the goal is everyone is being called differently and given talent differently. Jadi it doesn't matter what the industry, there's always a way to make an impact.
It's good. Thank you for spending time with us.
Oh, thank you for
You
inviting.
know, I always try to give a summary. This recording is about like 1 hour long. You know, jadi, I try to do a summary, and then I want to do it because I use your name a lot. You know, so you abuse us and say like the investor said I cannot do it. I actually also abuse it a lot. I say like I have a CEO namanya Edy Sulistyo, and I came with like one. So during this conversation, I put it in my notes just now. Saya bilang ada 3 hal yang kalau sebut nama Edy Sulistyo, ada 3 hal yang kalian bisa belajar dari Edy. So yang pertama adalah bahwa meringankan beban customer. If you are listening to this recording, I want you to re-listen to everything yang kita udah bicarakan. Karena yang apa yang Edy lakukan adalah dia mau meringankan beban daripada customer. Dia gak mikirin begini, ya anyway semua orang udah lakukan begitu, ya biarin aja kayak begitu. You listen from the story of Loket, dan pergi waktu dia bergabung dengan GOJEK, bagaimana dia sekarang want to GOPLAY. Yang inti ceritanya ada cuma satu, bagaimana caranya teknologi saya meringankan beban daripada customer. You know, as an investor, as somebody that look at a lot of business plans, meet a lot of people, saya sering banyak ketemu dengan orang yang cerita tentang teknologinya sehebat apa, tapi the reality of the matter, tanpa teknologi kamu, justru customer sekarang pain-nya lebih sedikit. Habis pakai teknologi kamu, malah tambah banyak yang dikasih masalah. Dulu mau order makanan, gampang aja. Gara-gara pakai teknologi kamu, sekarang ada jadi tambahan 5 step baru. So that is sama sekali tidak meringankan beban customer. You know, like contoh gampang kalau kalian sedang berpikir gini. Gak semua produk harus pakai aplikasi. You gotta be thinking like the reason why GOJEK is successful. GOJEK is successful karena kita rata-rata, saya nggak tahu berapa kali, maybe Edy punya jawaban yang lebih lengkap. Tapi paling tidak adalah 1 minggu, an average GOJEK user, maybe, I don't know, 3 kali, 5 kali, 1 minggu pakai press that button GOJEK, right? And this for that particular reason, you need a GOJEK apps. But if I'm using you, say, 1 tahun 4 kali, 1 tahun 1 kali, why are you making me downloading your apps? Itu namanya tidak meringankan beban customer. Jadi yes, aplikasi penting, tapi nggak semuanya. Ini salah satu contoh. Yang kedua, saya belajar dari Edy bahwa dia adalah selalu berusaha untuk membangun jembatan kepada orang lain. It's not about me right or you right. It's not about me wrong or about me right or you are wrong. It's not about getting a win-win. It's not necessarily like that. Kalau tadi kalian dengar, Edy bilang begini, itu kayak rowing a boat. Ya kan, kalau kita lagi mau rowing, kita mesti tahu dulu nih, sama-sama visinya mau pergi kemana. Sama-sama udah tahu nih, kita mau cara kerjanya seperti bagaimana. Mau sama-sama kanan dulu atau kiri dulu, atau sama-sama dua-dua ke kanan ke kiri. Mau yang bagaimana? Nah, apa yang Edy tadi lagi bilang, yang saya rasa penting banget, itu adalah menjadi jembatan. Jadi memfasilitasi. Jadi bukan begini, pokoknya lo orang ikutin gua ya. Nah, pada saat itu terjadi, nah sekali lagi, mungkin ada season-season tertentu di dalam kepemimpinan kalian, yang dimana membutuhkan, seperti tadi Edy bilang, kadang-kadang kita harus membuat keputusan. Kita nggak bisa cuma mengatakan adalah konsensus. Semua orang rasanya bagaimana? Kalau setiap hari saya ada konsensus, I'm gonna tell you right now, they will always going to be a naysayer. Whether that in your private life, in your organization, they will always going to be a naysayer. So, but you also don't want to be known as a dictator. Whether that be your team are all young, or your team are all the same age with you, it doesn't matter. But you don't want to be known as a dictator. Caranya bagaimana? What you learn from Edy today, yaitu adalah membangun jembatan, memfasilitasi supaya semua orang di dalamnya, dari visi, direksi, supervisi, dan eksekusi, semuanya bisa mengarah kepada arah yang tepat. Yang ketiga, saya belajar dari Edy, yaitu adalah menjadi akar daripada sebuah solusi. If you are listening to Edy, dari cerita dia di Loket, di GOJEK, di GOPLAY, ide dia untuk menjadi seorang investor, he is always thinking about like, I want to be the root of the solution. I'm not trying to become yang paling besar. I'm not trying to menjadi yang paling keren. Tidak mencoba untuk menjadi yang paling, whatever you want to call it to be. Jadi besar, jadi terkenal, bisa exit, bisa join sama GOJEK, itu adalah akibat. Itu bukan yang dikejar. Sometimes, I meet too many people
yang terlalu fokusnya adalah kepada the exit story. Gimana caranya Fit, kalau lu invest di sini gua akan bertumbuh begini dan nanti kita bisa exit, kita akan dibeli sama siapa dan lain-lain. And I think that as a trained entrepreneur, kalian memang harus berpikir tentang exit strategy. Especially if you're talking to people like us, like a VC, we worry and we want to know, ini kira-kira perusahaan nanti exit strateginya seperti apa ya? But that should not be the prime reason of why you do what you do. What I like about Edy, yaitu adalah menjadi akar daripada solusi. Solusinya semua orang try to solve this, kita cari akarnya apa, pemicunya apa, journey-nya apa, testingnya seperti apa. Nah, karena itu menjadi akar daripada solusi itu. So those are the three things. Meringankan beban customer, menjadi jembatan buat orang lain, dan menjadi akar daripada solusi. And as always, saya selalu melakukan 3 tambah 1, 3 plus 1. So here's my plus 1 for you, Edy. Yaitu adalah, the mind is ribet, but the way is simple. If you are listening to Edy, if you don't catch it, maybe it's because you have not become a leader for a very long time. Kalau kamu udah seasoned leader dan kalian sudah sering punya anak-anak buah, punya partner, punya investor, punya supplier, vendor, all those kind of things, pikirannya Edy itu tidak simple, ribet. Tapi jalanannya simple. Itu beda. Jangan dibalik. Pikirannya simple, jalanannya yang ribet. Itu orang ikut kita, itu kebakaran jenggot semuanya. Kebakaran akan terjadi di mana-mana. And so here's a man that is willing to have, in a personal level, to have a very complex thoughts. It's not simple, cuman pokoknya, I feel like going to north, I'm just going to go to north. I feel like attacking this market, I'm just going to attack this market. Lu setuju, gak setuju, mau, gak mau, I don't care. All those 3 things yang saya katakan, itu gak sama sekali tidak simple. Jadi pikirannya ribet, tapi jalanannya simple. Setelah dipikirkan, I have first-hand experience talking to this guy di Amerika, and then in different occasions we talk, I always can see bahwa pemikiran dia itu sebenarnya sangat cemerlang dan banyak berpikir tentang begitu banyak urusan yang lain. But then pada saat ini dia menjelaskan atau pada saat dia menjawab, pada saat dia memberitahu sama timnya, it's a very simple thing. Everybody can understand it. And of course, the journey of a leader is never that simple. Ada waktunya di mana setelah kita jalankan, kita coba memberikan yang terbaik. Sometimes kita masih punya challenges, kita masih punya orang yang kurang kerjaan, gangguin kita. Wah, gak ganggu dia gangguin gua. Yang kayak gitu-gitu, And I think that is my way to say that this is the first, small talk with me that I'm doing with you, the first but not the last. Because I would like you to pick your brain and then share with Indonesia. Saya pikir kita punya visi yang sama untuk Indonesia. And there's going to be a lot of things, and I'm sure that the next time kita ketemu lagi, you have even more wisdom that you can impart to young entrepreneurs in Indonesia. So once again, thank you for being with us. Thank you for investing in this country. Kita sembayangin supaya Edy keep on growing and not only become more successful, but keep on bringing impact for this country.
Likewise.
All right.